Now we're getting to the absolutely fun ones. We're going to stick with the offensive side of the ball now, and we're going to go with the offensive player of the year. And man, this one is going to be difficult. I think that Saquon Barkley should win this award. I kind of agree with you, BC, that Joe Burrow's probably got to eke one out of these, but you have to, I think, go with Saquon Barkley in this one because I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off of the MVP, but you have to give his season absolute credit for what he did. So I'm going to go give me some Saquon Barkley, man. G Mike, what you got?
I'm going to go with Jamar Chase because I think Barkley should get
Triple
MVP.
Crown.
But yeah, Jamar Chase got the Triple Crown. The Bengals weren't really anything in the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the season. They weren't really doing anything offensively. And then when they started lighting it up, Jamar Chase was the focal point of that offense. Yes, T. Higgins helped. Yes, they had the running backs help as well. But Jamar Chase was the focal point of that offense. He was getting about 10 to 15 targets a game and catching 95% of those passes and getting like 2-3 touchdowns a game. He was going completely crazy, getting so many yards, so many receptions, and there was no corner, safety, linebacker, any defensive player on any side of any team that could stop him.
Quick thought on the Bengals real quick. Why do you think it takes Burrow and the Bengals so many games to get going? Should he be playing in the preseason or something? Because Cincinnati, ever since Burrow's gotten there, almost now, granted, he's had a couple injury plague seasons, so that may be a factor or something in it. But why does it always take Burrow and the Bengals probably 4 games to all of a sudden get it going? And once they get going, they're damn near unstoppable. But have you guys noticed that almost every single year they start out really slow and put themselves in a hole that they're fighting to get back out of? Why do you think that is?
Offensive line issues, blocking.
You got the worst one in the league on there.
Yeah, they have one of the worst offensive lines in the league for the last 3 years. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They need to sign some people or get some better drafting.
It's just weird, right? You guys notice that, right? It's almost every year they seem like they put themselves. They're never first place. They're always fighting for a wild card spot. You don't want to play them. Come play.
The mental thing too.
Yeah, that and their defense.
The defense was horrible, so it's hard to stop the other team from scoring it so much. They're in a tough division as well. Everybody in that division had a chance to make playoffs at one point during the season. It's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things that go into that. I see what you're talking about. They do start off slow, 100%.
Yeah.
Here's the wild thing is we were just talking about how bad the defensive front of the Bengals was, but they also had a defensive player of the year candidate in Trey Hendrickson.
But that's
one player.
He's literally doing the whole load.
And it's their secondary that was the worst, actually. The secondary, they couldn't stop receivers from scoring.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing as well. Like when you're in a division like the AFC North, and we're just going back to offense real quick too, you've got so many teams that are so dominant up front, you're going to need to have a great offensive line. And when one of your starting players is literally won the Triple Crown in terms of for worst offensive lineman, like that you're just setting yourself up for failure at that point. And, I loved Alex Kappa when he was in Tampa, but I don't know what's happened. Like all that money went to his head when he signed with Cincy. He's just fallen off a cliff. He's been awful. So I agree with G-Mike. They need to, I think this year, if you're Cincy, you got to invest in some kind of offensive line help in the draft or in free agency, because this ain't cutting it for Joey Cool.
Yeah, sorry about that. I totally got us off topic on that one, but it's kind of weird. We'll go over more of the Bengals in the offseason or whatever. But all right, BC. I totally jumped on that one. What's your offensive player of the year?
I mean, I think that Jamar Chase should get it along with Joe Burrow, one of those two guys from Cincy, just because again, they literally were the whole reason why Cincy was in the playoff hunt right towards the end of the season. So one of those guys should win it, but again, it's going to be Saquon. It's just like with my comeback player of the year. It should be this, but it should be one of those two guys. But my prediction is it's going to be Saquon. Obviously, 2,000 rushing yards was closing in quick on Eric Dickerson's rushing record. I think that if you make history like that, if you join some kind of historical milestone club, you got to be included in that. But again, receiving Triple Crown, that's history too. So it's going to be a tough pick. But for me, I've got Saquon taking it home just based on narratives. He should be going up for the very last award, but I'm going to give it to Saquon here.
Yeah, I agree, man. Saquon, I don't. It sucks because that was my pick as well. It was Saquon. But it sucks for him that he had such an amazing season. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off for the MVP.
You better get one at least.
Yeah,
One,
he's got to get something. That season was absolutely ridiculous. The defense was
one
one
award.
thing. The offense,
Either this one or MVP.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. So we'll go and recap this one more time. Mr. BC, who do you got?
I would like to choose Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, but I'm going with Saquon.
I am going with Saquon Barkley as well. He absolutely deserves this role, this award.
I'm going with the Triple Crown winner, Jamar Chase of Cincinnati Bengals.